The tolerable level of unhappiness that men try to reach in their relationships with women so that they don't have to do more, they don't have to look at themselves, they don't have to do emotional labor, is just as this commenter stated. Doesn't it seem harder? Why wouldn't they just want to be normal? That's a great question. Let's unpack it. Have they ever had to look at themselves, though? Let's talk about that. From a young age, they were taught that if they show any emotions, they're being like a girl. How many times did their caregivers tell them, man up? I had a friend once who tragically lost her husband to cancer, and she was 9 months pregnant when he died, and they had a 2-year-old son. During that year that the whole family was grieving the loss of this man, her little 4-year-old at the time, 3 to 4-year-old son, would cry because he missed his father. He didn't know where his father went. And she would lean down and look at him and say, "You need to be strong. Don't cry. Man up." Boys, who are now men, experienced this their entire childhood and adolescence. They were never allowed to feel their emotions, to face their emotions, to name their emotions. Let's look at their friendships. I know that my husband, that I had a long-standing marriage with, had very few friends. And he's a nice, normal man. The friends that he did have, he wouldn't talk about feelings with. They would go to the golf course, to the driving range. They would sit in silence and watch a baseball game. They're not talking about emotions with their friends. So to ask a man to face his emotions and to really do the deep dive that women do, that we are doing now in this collective awakening, God, it's hard for me. It's excruciating for me to do this work. I have to see a therapist every other week just to cope with the overwhelming amount of emotions it is to unpack my childhood, to look at my inner child, to reparent her, to work on new strategies, more healthy strategies, to show up for myself and to show up for my kids and to show up in a romantic relationship. It's freaking hard work. And I have a myriad of girlfriends around me. I have always been able to articulate my emotions. I'm able to explain to anyone, any time of the day, how I'm feeling, assign a label to it, and I know what I need to do to counteract that feeling or to feel better. That comes from years of not being disembodied from my emotions, from being a woman. The point is, the patriarchy hurts everybody, but it really hurts and cripples men. So we're going to ask them to do all of that work. Many times they have to do that work by themselves because the woman in their life has left them because of their antics. It just does not seem realistic to ask men to do this at this point. If a man is strong, he has good resources around him, he has a patient, long-suffering woman, he might have a chance. So yeah, employing these toxic tendencies that they've done their entire lives that have worked in the patriarchy, of course they're going to lean on that.